Good morning. My husband Jamie and I have been members here at St. Bart's for 6 years. When we came to New York in the fall of 2014, we were anxious to find a church home. We had visited New York frequently over the past 15 years, but we had never discovered St. Bart's. We knew we were looking for great music and preaching, but the most important criterion was to find a real sense of community. Moving from a Midwest college town to big, brash, impersonal New York was daunting. So a church home was important as we navigated the changes and challenges of living in the big city. On our very first visit, we got a sense of the radical welcome here at St. Bart's. Our conversations with both clergy and parishioners were warm and welcoming and left us wanting more and planning a second look. We joined a month later, and the sense of community and belonging has only grown stronger over these past 6 years. I volunteer at the Crossroads Pantry, where every Thursday we provide groceries for scores of our fellow New Yorkers. It's a highlight of my week. I'm constantly surprised and humbled by the gratitude of our shoppers and feel that I receive much more than they do. I also feel this sense of community when it's my turn to wash and iron the communion linens, a peaceful, contemplative, and even spiritual task. It's an honor to play a small part in the preparations for the communion meal that is so central to our worship together. Perhaps my greatest sense of community has come through the Education for Ministry program, a 4-year course of study of the Bible, church history, and contemporary theological writings. About a dozen of us grew close as we slogged through together the Old Testament, surveyed the history of the Christian church, shared our faith journeys, our questions, and even our doubts. Deep and lasting friendships were formed during those weekly meetings that remain very dear to me. This past spring, once-in-a-century pandemic scattered our community, and we have not been physically together for more than 9 months. We mourn the loss of passing the peace in person, singing along with the inspired musicians, finding solace in the beauty of the architecture, the mosaics, the stained glass, catching up with friends at coffee hour. We miss each other. We miss our church neighbors. We miss our community. And yet, the parish has found a new strength in virtual connections. We navigate Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. We download the leaflet to our phones. We listen with gratitude to our beloved choirs in their Hollywood squares. We are stimulated by virtual book groups, from Brené Brown to Dietrich Bonhoeffer to Henry Nouwen. We may start our mornings with Deborah's "This is Another Day," or end the day with peaceful night prayer. We tune in at 11 on Sundays to see our treasured sanctuary, to hear the gospel, to greet each other and pass the peace online. I treasure this community more than ever and realize how important it is to me. We come here week after week to feed and nourish our souls, to join with others seeking the same sustenance. The pandemic has caused economic havoc for the entire city, including our parish. Yet through it all, we gather for virtual worship and continue to explore our Christian faith and feed hundreds of our Crossroads guests. None of this happens by magic. During this stressful time, our pledges are the financial foundation of our parish community. Jamie and I pledge so that the parish can plan, we increased our pledge this year, and I hope you will join me in making a pledge or consider increasing yours, so that when we come together again under this roof, we will rejoice in being reunited in community and know that our support has kept our parish strong. Thank you.